Hi everyone, my name's Chris Tubby and I'm founder of Trading for Tomorrow, which I just put together just to help you guys understand trading more, learn more about your trading, and also to give you insight into my expectations as we go through the weeks. So I hope you enjoy this, I hope it helps you. If you want more in the way of training or anything like that, live training even, while the markets are open to sort of help you improve, then reach out to me. Okay, so although it was a fairly busy week last week with data releases and all that, this week's macro is dedicated to the US. So on Wednesday we saw FOMC minutes released, pointing towards rate cuts. However, Powell's speech Friday cemented it. He admits it's time to cut rates as inflation is nearing 2% in a slow but acceptable way. And of course, after the BLS revised NFP down over the 12 months to May by over 800,000 jobs, that meant that only 2.1 million jobs were created rather than the 2.9 million reported up till May. Now, have I not been regularly doubting data and highlighting unemployment had to increase? You hear it here first. You should tell all your friends about this as well, because I do these to help you guys. Now, okay, so that said, let's be honest, even if it climbs to 4.5%, it's still very respectable. So, I don't think that there's any need for the Fed to panic. And of course that then brings the question, will it be a 25 or 50 basis point cut in September? Now they are quite fortunate because they're going to get to see more data before that meeting to help them make that decision. Personally, I'm still going to go for 50 basis points. Okay, so the stocks ranged most of the week, just with traders really just waiting for Powell. And of course his speech gave the markets the push that they hoped for. Friday was very positive for most asset classes, including gold, which recorded another record high last week. Even Bitcoin rallied too. But of course the main casualty was the dollar. And with Ueda hinting that there could be a further Japanese hike coming, that sort of added to a boost, well, double boost for the yen, really. But most currencies have been sort of improving against the dollar for sure. Okay, so Harris formally accepted the Democrats' nomination. And she may be a little bit ahead in the polls, but we know how wrong these polls can be, don't we, when it comes to election day, especially if you're in Europe. I mean, we've seen it time and again. And to give Trump a little bit of a boost, Robert Kennedy Jr. endorsed him. So again, just trying to sort of counteract some of the momentum that Harris has behind her at the moment. And, for me, really, it's going to be the televised debate that's due next month. That is really going to sort of, we're going to find out if, obviously Harris's performance cannot be worse than Biden's was, but, will she be able to outshine Trump? There's been a major flare-up in the Middle East the weekend. Hezbollah launching a whole barrage of strikes against Israel, which they actually called the first phase. So we should expect more to come. And it could have been much worse had Israel sort of not preempted that strike, with them hitting Hezbollah sites Friday, mainly their rocket sites, obviously. Now, that hasn't really stopped the Israel-Hamas ceasefire and talks in Cairo continuing. You know, it's not a perfect ceasefire on that because Israel has still been hitting selective sites in Gaza. Moving on, so the ECB probably has room for another rate cut this year. You know, consumers are cutting back. Now, just talking about Europe, I mean, these hotter summers that are being experienced year on year, you know, surely it's time that farmers start to rethink their crop selections. You know, I've been reading about apples and other products struggling this year, and you know, so okay, it may take time to sort of change what you're growing, but you know, it's best to do it now rather than leave it too late. Moving on to AI, I mean, we can't have a report without AI, can we? So AI data centers is led by the US, then way behind in second place is Germany, then the UK is third, and China fourth. Now, could it be AI that is actually causing a growth in unemployment as it replaces more and more jobs? Just remember, AI is great and it's doing some amazing things, but the energy consumed is huge. And finally, Apple is going to make the iPhone Pro in India, which is interesting. Again, you know, it just sort of highlights that, you know, China's lost a lot of trade. Not really mentioned China, but, you know, they're still struggling. But they've lost a lot of investment and a lot of trade to India. And then just on the very, very final note, SocGen is leaving the LME trading floor, you know, the ring that they have. I was actually down there this year. And you know, I must admit, you know, I've worked on so many different trading floors, but it was a little bit of nostalgia, but it was pretty basic and boring, to be honest with you. Let's be honest. I mean, all the big stuff's done electronically now, so is there actually any need for the floor? It's a status symbol rather than anything else. Okay, there's another couple of slides to come, and you know, I wish you a great week this week. There's going to be some interesting stuff out, and of course, all eyes going to be looking forward to planning for September. Again, you know, if you're struggling with your trading or you want to learn some new techniques, then reach out to me. I can help you with all these. You know, I've been in the markets 51 years. I don't know everything, but I know a lot. So anyway, I'm going to move on to part 2, which is a bit of analysis on some of the products that I trade. I hope you'll stay with us for that, and I'll see you in part 2. Now, I just want to sort of just talk a little bit here about my services that I offer. So there's a daily newsletter that includes global news, headlines, my views, full articles. That is a subscription service. There's one-day workshops. You know, this will help you to discover if trading could be your next career or even just a second income. Otherwise, you know, maybe you're already trading, but you know, there's a few gaps that you'd like to fill in, and I can help you with that because that will accelerate your trading and your performance. And then there's a 1-week intensive course. You know, that's going to make you feel competent and confident after just 1 week. It's going to give you those foundations that you need to build your trading career on. And, you know, if you've got that in a trader, we'll find it. And now that does also include a free trading challenge. Then I do a Flexi Masterclass, which includes 6 weeks of guided learning. They can be split up, you know, you don't have to take them all at once. And this is designed to provide you with all the knowledge and trading tools that you're going to need to navigate any market and also on any asset class. You know, I trade them all. And as I say, you know, you can spread those weeks out over months if you need to. It's no problem for me. And again, that does include a free trading challenge. Now, trader mentoring, I'm doing more and more of this. And, you know, this is to help you reach that next level time and again. And I'm doing much more in the way of one-on-one sessions right across everything that I'm doing now, rather than sort of looking for big groups. I do provide a lot of trader educational content to individuals, exchanges and brokers. And as as I mentioned earlier about the trading challenges, if you're looking for a funded trading account, then you can contact me for details just about the ones that I use, or you can sort of take one of the courses where I'll give it to you for free at the end of it. Okay, so then moving on to our disclaimer, just to make you aware that trading does involve the potential risk of loss of capital and is not suitable for everyone, although hopefully it is for you. And many companies provide leverage, so just be aware that you can lose substantially more than that initial investment. Everything I include in here is just purely for educational purposes. I'm not trying to encourage you to trade or invest. That must be your decision. And of course, before you make that decision, you've got to consider the risks involved, definitely your financial situation, your level of experience, and your risk appetite. And of course, it's important that you only risk capital that you're prepared, but also that you can afford to lose. And if you've got any doubts whatsoever, seek independent financial advice and do that before you risk your capital. So many people come and find me after they lost money, which is sad. They should come to me before. And yeah, so listen, that's it for part one. I hope to see you in part two, where I'm going to do some technical analysis.